So personal development, like increasing your mental and physical health, is actually one of the most important things you can do for yourself. And one extremely beneficial habit that you could get into as a teenager is reading and listening to podcasts on personal development. As a teenager, we typically don't think about how our daily tasks will affect our future too much. All we're trying to focus on is trying to finish our homework, hang out with friends, and just live a good life. We're kind of set on that mentality with we're here for a good time, not a long time, right? So, but over the last few months, I've been listening to podcasts and reading books on personal development, and I consider that it has definitely changed my life for the better and how I view the world and myself. My goal is to motivate you to follow this route and to follow this route as early as possible to get that jump start towards a successful and happier lifestyle. So let's start off with the long-term effects of reading and listening to podcasts. Um, First off, as a teenager, we're introduced to all these responsibilities that we'll have to deal with in our adulthood. But most teenagers don't know how to do that simply because they weren't taught to. They weren't taught to deal with all these different situations in the future. As an adult, you have to deal with all these amounts of stress from work to paying bills, raising kids, and then on top of that, attempting to take care of yourself. So practicing certain habits now can prepare you for all of that and teach you how to take on those circumstances efficiently. Practicing several habits can make you happier in the long run and can really help you cope with stress from being an adult. So short-term effects. So as a teenager, with these piles of homework and your social status and just trying to fit in, it can really be a big weight on your shoulders, and that can lead to just a lot of anxiety and unhappiness. So focusing on yourself by reading personal development books and listening to podcasts can really aid you in tackling all of these problems and make you a stress-free and happier person. They teach you how to be happy, how to handle stress and how to cope with it, and how to just completely rewire your mindset and your brain to live through those troublesome days. So I'm gonna get into what specifically these books and podcasts can actually help you with. So from what I've read personally, they generally focus on how to become happier in general. They try to help you get rid of all that negativity and hate and self-doubt and low confidence within you out. So another thing that these books and podcasts focus on are the habits that you should get accustomed to or practice to live a successful and happier life. They explain to you what to do when you don't feel like getting that chore done, or when you don't feel like, or when you're just too lazy to get that homework assignment done, or when you don't want to go to the gym, or when you don't want to work out at home. You know, they teach you how to do all that, and they really help you find the brighter side of things and really just make you happier about every little thing. Even they teach you how to be happier with the chores that you do and the homework assignments that you have to do. For example, one podcast that I listen to, his name is Rob Lyle. His podcast name is The Mindset Mentor. He teaches you how to deal with just how to deal with certain things like having to work out or having to take that on or having to join that online class that you really hate. You know, he says that many people wish that they could have that. Many people wish that they could join that class or they wish that they could work out. For example, let's say someone who's in a wheelchair, they can't work out. But that's something that they've always wanted to do. They've always wanted to work out, but they simply can't. And so that podcast or that specific episode teaches you, instead of saying, "Oh, I have to work out today," or "Oh, I have to join that class," he's saying, instead of saying that, you could say, "Oh, I get to work out today. It's a privilege. I get to do that. I get to work out. I get to join that online class and get that education. I get to do chores. I get to live in this amazing house and clean it up and watch how I grow as a person and how this house gets cleaner." You know, it can be really eye-opening for someone. So in my speech, I spoke about the many benefits of listening to podcasts and reading books on personal development. I hope this information motivates you to do more research on personal development and how it can set you apart from everyone else. Personal development It's something everyone should be doing. They should be constantly developing your inner self, your inner and outer self. It's not something that there's no finish line to it. You're always going to be improving yourself. No, if you do it, you're guaranteed that you'll be much farther ahead than the rest of society. Thank you.